Recently launched Google Analytics 4 has many great features, especially for online stores. Shopify's native integration only supports the old version of Analytics, the universal one as of now. You can find many tutorials online on how to set up GA4 for your Shopify store. However, none of them supports e-commerce tracking as of today. For an online store, Analytics is almost useless without the e-commerce reporting. You need to see the sales and revenue in your analytics reports so that you can optimize your marketing spends better, understand your user behavior more in depth, and optimize your return of investment in the best possible way. And we are proud to announce we have created a free tool that helps you set up GA4 with e-commerce features into your Shopify store without using an app. In this video, we will walk through Analyzify GA4 Wizard. It will only take 10 minutes and 6 simple steps to set up GA4 tracking into your Shopify store. Let's get started. Let me walk you through the steps. We will firstly start understanding GA4, and then we are going to quickly overview the relationship between Universal Analytics and Google Analytics 4 and what you should do as a Shopify store owner. In step 2, we are going to create a new GA4 account or upgrade your current Universal Analytics account. Don't worry, you are not going to lose any data. We will be getting your new Google Analytics measurement ID in step 3. Step 4 and 5 will be about the codes and inserting them into your Shopify store. Analyzify GA4 Wizard will generate 2 code blocks to make GA4 and e-commerce features work in your store. The first one is GA4 global tag to be inserted to every page in your store so that the visitor data flows into your analytics account. We will insert the global tag into your Shopify store with a few simple steps in step 4. Google Analytics doesn't mean much without the e-commerce reporting. This is where the magic happens with the Analyzify GA4 Wizard. The next code block will be the e-commerce tag that Analyzify team specially created for you. When someone makes a purchase from your store, this tag will be rendered in your thank you page, get the sales data from Shopify, and send it to GA4 with the relevant data such as order ID, revenue, currency, and so on. In this way, you will have the e-commerce reports working in your GA4 account. We will insert the Analyzify e-commerce tag into your checkout and thank you pages through Shopify within minutes in step 5. After the technical setup is completed, we will do some tests together and we will make sure that everything is working as expected. This will be our 6th and final step. Okay, here we are. Finally, I will introduce you to Analyzify GA4 Wizard. It's just a web tool. It's not an app and it's not a service. When you go to analyzify.app/analyzify-GA-wizard, you will reach this screen that we are seeing here now. And I will leave the link below so that you can just directly click the link and weave this in your end. Now we will walk through the steps together and complete your GA4 setup. Let's get started. So as you see the first screen, we are just asking your name. And when you click Start Now, we will come to the second screen where we are asking what is your Google Analytics status. This is important because from this point we are giving our advices to you. In the video quickly, I will give you a high-level overview of what you should do as a Shopify store owner. If you don't have any account at the moment about Google Analytics, if you are completely new to Google Analytics, then when you create a new account, Google asks you if you want to create an only GA4 property or Universal Analytics together. So in that settings, we will choose it together so that we use GA4 and Universal Analytics together. So this is what we strongly recommend you and what Google also recommends you. So let's move forward with our wizard. As an example, I will choose I don't have an account yet and move to step 3. Analyzify GA4 wizard will tell me what to do. It says if you don't have any account, please create a new one. So I will go to my Google Analytics account and click Create Account option. If you don't have any Google Analytics account at the moment, then you will see a completely different screen, but it will still have the button in the middle of the screen to create a new account. So after this step, we will be seeing the exact same thing together. So it will ask you the account name, and just write anything you feel comfortable with. I will simply write Analyzify GA4 Wizards demo account. And then I will move to the next step. It asks me the property name. One account can have multiple properties, and this is mostly used for the businesses which has multiple websites. So the account name is usually the business name, and then the property name is the website name. So you can set these things up according to your current business status. I will just write demo GA4 property for the moment. Choose your reporting time zone so that your reports will be more accurate. And really important, choose your currency correctly. Whichever currency you are using in your Shopify account, you should choose that currency. And here, this is a very important step. You should click Show Advanced Options, because as you see, Google doesn't give you an option here to create a Universal Analytics account. If you click Show Advanced, then that option will come. You just enable it, and then it asks you your website URL. So as you see, I choose the option Create both GA4 and Universal Analytics property. For the newly created properties, there is a nice feature. You only use the GA4's tracking code, but it also sends data to Universal Analytics. So this is an amazing thing. So you just add one code to your website, but you have the both accounts in the same time. So I chose Create both, and of course I enable Enhance e-commerce measurement because I want to track the e-commerce properties. This information is completely not important. It is just Google just wants to have more data about you. When you click Create, simple terms and conditions. Lastly, it will give you your measurement ID. And this is what we need in our Analyzify GA4 wizard, Google Analytics 4 measurement ID. Just paste it here. Make sure to follow the correct format. It starts with G, and then it has, I guess, 10 characters right after that. In total, it should be 12 characters. And then type your email address. We will send you the code blocks and also the installation guide also via email, so that you have the installation guide in the place. You can share with your developer, with your colleagues, or just for your records. Type your store URL here, and then we kindly ask your communication confirmation. And we promise we will only send one communication email per month, and it will always include nice tips and tricks just like this one. However, you can always unsubscribe with one click, and you can ask your data deletion from our team. After this step, we should be moving to step 4. But I also want to quickly cover the case that you don't want to create a new account. You already have a Universal Analytics account. So how you can upgrade that. So let's just go back to scenario for that. Okay, I found an old account for test purposes. When you are in your Universal account, just go to the admin from left bottom corner. And in the admin, if you have enough permissions, you should be seeing this screen. From here, click GA4 Setup Assistant. And then choose I want to create a new GA4 property. Click Get Started. It will give you a warning in case you are using the old tracking tag. Never mind, because we will already cover the tracking tag in the next steps. Click Create Property. From this moment on, it will pretty much be the same. It is already created, and when you click See Your GA4 property, it will lead us to this screen. And from here, we will click Tag Installation. It will show this stream. Click to that, and there we have the measurement ID. So, as you can see, it's completely the same logic. We are just trying to get the measurement ID and move to the next step. Analyzify will generate a code block for you. This is your global site tag. Global site tag is just same as the previous Google Analytics tracking code to be inserted in each page. So we will just copy this code And as you can realize in the code, there are two IDs, and these are the same as the ID that you entered in the step 1. So just copy this code. And as you can see, our tool tells you where you should insert the code. You need to go to your Shopify admin, online store, themes, actions, edit code. Let's do that together. I go to my Shopify admin, online store, themes. This is the active theme that I have. Actions, edit code. So here we find the file theme liquid. If you don't see it right away, you can just search within the files. Theme liquid is simply the main file of your theme, which is triggered in almost every page except for the checkout. So for the main tag, we need to insert here so that all of the visitors' data flows into your GA4 account. Just paste the code you copied in the previous step. This is your global site tag code, and save it. As you can see in the wizard, we explain exactly what we should be doing. So if you edit this file, if you edit this code, just move to the next step. I would like to give you a quick overview to this tag. As you can see, it again starts with your Google Analytics 4 tracking ID, and then it has your tracking ID one more time. So the first line is more about Google Analytics 4 IDs. And then it includes your shipping price, total price, tax price, and then it includes your GTAG purchase event. So all this data is processed through Shopify because these are the Shopify's short codes and sent to Google Analytics 4 as a purchase event. That's how Google Analytics 4 works. It's quite simple actually. It works event-based, less complex, and when we just send the purchase event with the correct relevant data, it will be working. In Universal Analytics, it was a little more complex than this. As you can see here, our wizard asks you to copy the code and then go to Settings, Checkout. Let's do that. Settings, Checkout. Find Order Processing and Additional Scripts. Order Processing and Additional Scripts. Just paste the code here. Once again, make sure this is your GA tag. Once we save this, we are done. We can move to the next step. And in next step, we will do a verification of this setup. If what we did works, if the data flows correctly to your GA4 account, but most importantly, if GA4 Enhanced E-commerce feature works correctly. Let's go ahead. We are very happy to present this free tool to the Shopify community. We know how hard it was to try to set up your GA4, especially with the e-commerce features. So now we should be all set, but of course we need to verify. To verify, go to your analytics account that you created. Go to real time from the left tab. And here we should be seeing the visitors if we already have one. If you recently created your account, the first data might take some time to arrive. So don't panic if you don't see yourself in a few minutes. That is completely normal. Now I will open the store. This is my demo store. And I will expect to see myself as a visitor here. Yep, there we have it. So if you don't see your account, your visitor here after a few minutes, as I said, mine took approximately 1 or 2 minutes to arrive. So if you don't see yourself here, then you might want to check your store's source code and make sure that the global site tag is here and it has your GA4 ID. To make sure of this, just go to Admin, click Setup Assistant, click Tag Installation, and once again, click this data stream and make sure these IDs match. If these IDs match, and if you see that code in your source code, there is completely no reason for you not seeing your live data. And if you still don't see, please leave the details in the comments sections. We will do our best to help. So now we tested the first feature, which is normal visitor. But what we all are the most interested in, e-commerce tracking, as we know. So let's test that too. That's exciting. I will try to buy our app. Click buy it now. I will randomly enter some information and continue payment. And I had activated bank deposit option just for test purposes. You could do the same, or you can use Shopify's test card. I will leave another link below if you don't know how to do test orders. That's quite easy to do. For me, the simple method is activating bank deposit, but you can choose the method you are more comfortable with. So I will complete the order now, and then I will expect to see this purchase event in analytics real-time values. Again, it might take some time. And this time, as it is a purchase event, it might even take longer than the previous time. So I go back to my real-time traffic report. There is one user, and there is a purchaser. As you can see, GA4 Ecommerce is already working. We have the purchase event here. That's amazing. It will take up to 12 hours, sometimes even 24 hours, for this purchase to be visible in the normal reports, in the monetization and the e-commerce purchases reports. Analytics GA4 especially takes its time to see the numbers, especially for the new accounts. So be patient about it. And the next day, you will 100% see. Make sure to choose the correct date. When you come to this page, you will be able to see your purchase details here. The revenue will be here, and the sales transaction ID will also be here. So you should check it the next day again, as I said. But once again, as we saw the purchase event, that's enough of a proof that GA4 Enhanced E-commerce is working now. Congratulations, and now start optimizing your ads and start enjoying the GA4 reports. We have years of experience working with Shopify, and we know how hard it is to collect and analyze the right data to make the right decision based on the real and accurate metrics. Your GA4 tracking is set now. That means you should already be seeing your sales in Google Analytics 4, including the order ID and revenue. However, if you would like to go further with your data and tracking setup, I would like to tell you about Analyzify. Especially if you are running marketing campaigns and spending good amount of dollars, I would strongly recommend you to consider this part. We offer you an all-in-one data analytics app that will take care of your data and tracking needs for your Shopify store. Technically speaking, Analyzify will set up Google Tag Manager, Google Analytics 4, Universal Analytics with e-commerce features, Google Ads conversion tracking, Facebook pixels, and many others by injecting advanced data layers into your Shopify store. It already comes with built-in metrics for GA4 and Universal Analytics Enhanced E-commerce, such as e-commerce conversion rate, add to cart rate, buy to detail rate, product impressions, product click, product views, checkout begins, checkout completions, users' interactions with search results, and many others. It also includes many precious user metrics such as user ID, user recency, user monetary, user type, and user's lifetime value. You should already know how important these metrics are if you are already running some marketing campaigns. It also does some advanced improvements in your Google Analytics setups, such as content grouping and funnels. Lastly, you could segment all your reports by using web, mobile, desktop segmentations or new and returning users. We care a lot about our customers. Even though it's a self-service app, our team provides unparalleled customer service and support in case you need anything with your setup. That's all for today. I will leave the links below if you need further information. Thank you for watching.